All right, Chad, let's get to it. This was last Sunday. Pipes, high tide, super crowded, not that great. Kind of closed out, really challenging. Definitely, anyone would have trouble surfing out there. And but let's just get through these. So let's see this first wave. All right. I mean, let's say we're just thinking of the best way, what you could have done to make this wave ride it to its full potential. Um, I would say, you're dealing with the backwash. Sometimes that's really hard to get around, but you got in there just, really good, and you're moving down the line, all good. You kind of went for the bottom turn when this wave was it was breaking really quick. It must have like hit a sandbar in here, and it just was gonna break really quick. And that's what you kind of gotta figure out when you're out there is try to gauge what the wave is gonna do. So it's gonna break real quick, but you went for a bottom turn where I think you could have just came up right from here and kind of just gone for the float. Remember, I always try to tell you, just kind of go up here, try to float over it. Don't do a really hard bottom turn, especially like on a closeout like this, because it's by the time you're done bottom turning, the wave is just gonna close out. So that's what you could have done. You could have just came from right here, eased your way up, floated across this section. So let's see what happened. You came down, and you went for the little bottom turn right there, and it was over. Bottom turn. And it's over. So let's see the next one. Okay, I don't know what happened here. I guess you just kind of got ahead of yourself, but not a big deal. It just happens, I don't know what happened there. See this one? Just that inside at pipes at high tide. It's just breaking super quick. You don't have barely any time to get up and figure out what you're gonna do. So you just gotta think really quick. Yeah, you were over that wave. Probably could have got up real quick and did some. Really tough to tell though. That was a pretty bad wave. See this one? Maybe in this position, this wave, I think you thought you were in it and you're kind of waiting, but you could have been in it a little bit more. You could have been paddling this time right here where you're kind of waiting for it to do something. You should be almost like just keep paddling because I think you thought the wave was gonna like just be steep enough to where you could get up, but it wasn't really doing that because it's high tide, so it's a little bit more of a flat wave on these takeoffs, and you have the backwash too. So paddle a little harder into these type of situations here, and you probably would have made it. But I don't know what was even beyond that. Just to close that wave, you're not going to be able to do much except get into it really quick. The only thing you can do on these closeout waves like this, get into it really quick and do a quick turn. Barely, no bottom turn, just kind of throw it up there, and that's all you have time for. There's no like real use in like right there. Right there by looking at the wave ahead of you, this wave has nothing to offer me. So it doesn't even make sense to like drop in and try to make it. It's like just try to do something or don't go on it. see. I don't know. What do you do right there? Not much to it. I mean, I think you had some high hopes to get around that section, and it's maybe doable. You're kind of behind the peak. See this peak right here? You might want to, if you'd been on this side, would have made it a little bit better. So you're really deep trying to make it. I don't know, maybe you could have pulled in real quick right there. But tough. I think you had to be. I think you're too far behind that peak. I think kind of just pitched over, and then you're caught behind. There really wasn't much you could have done, except just be in better position. That's all you just think about that. So that guy snaked you. I don't know what the situation was out there, if you paddled around him or what, but that was your wave. As long as you didn't paddle around them. Which sucks. I know you don't really want to ding your board or deal with people, but that was your wave. I don't know. I guess me personally, I probably would have tried to pass him and then just go along with the wave. You could have done that, I think. But then again, you're playing with, aggravating people and everything else. So I don't know if it's worth it. That could have been a good wave though. So this one, you're in it. You're going, kind of moving the top real quick, getting speed coming down. That's good. And then you kicked out. But that's your chance right there, you have that speed just to come up here and float this. So just work on coming up and doing those floaters. On sections where it's going to close out, you might as well do a floater. Do a floater, eat shit, whatever you got to do. It would be more rewarding to you, I think, than kicking out. Looks like a good wave. Thank you. Had the right idea. Kind of a little bit of a bump in the wave right there. And then got up there. I think, you know what I think? I think you came up here and you're going to do this carve down like this. Like I've seen you do this before. And those are cool. But you did look at this section right here. You had a really good section to either just kind of bank off of it, keep going, or this is a good opportunity right here to do something. Where it is nice to get on the rail, but when you have a section coming at you like that, you might as well you have all your speed come up and just bank off the section right here. That would be the better call. Since I don't think that wave was steep enough to even do that turn right there. I think it was really getting steep right here, and that was your part. That was your chance. So wait, just give it a little bit of time. Wait for that section. Eyeball where you want to be. Let's see. And maybe just got kind of amped and purled a little bit. Could have been okay. Sometimes you may have thought that way was going to kind of maybe get more of a steep sort of tube looking thing, but yeah, maybe this just work on getting up and moving down the line. Maybe that could have been your better thought process is just get up and start moving, because this wave isn't like really a good barrel. So I don't think that would have been the call on that. Okay, let's get this one. Nice. See, those are cool. Let's see here. Kind of a little low on the wave. Let's see. No, you're good. It looks like you're waiting for that. You're timing it, waiting, and you went for the carve right there. I mean, that's a good. That looks good. Your body position, everything looks perfect. You can't do it any better. You committed to the turn, and you came all the way back, and then you were ready to go to the next one. You kind of banked off it. You're hitting the whitewash right here. This is some power right here to push you back. You could even hit that whitewash a little bit more, and it will catapult you back out again a little more. But what you did was good. You kind of came up and then lost it a little bit, but good turn. I mean, you could do a little bit more fluent, but I would say it was good. I'm happy with it. It was good. Let's see this one. Again, it's a closeout. You're up. It's closing out. You're too far behind the peak to make it. So let's go this one. You had it all going. You had this wave. It's kind of a double up. So there's like barely a wave right here, and then the wave kind of starts forming, backwash. See that bottom turn? That bottom turn wasn't necessary, because you could have been getting your speed, like working it like that. Like that's what you want to do, is kind of, you're moving your board, you're all on the top of the wave right here. You haven't bottom turned, just that one bottom turn you did. But you lost a lot of speed when you did that. See, on that bottom turn, if you're going to do the bottom turn, then you want to come up here and then do one of those carves that you do. And if you don't want to, if you do the bottom turn and that's just part of your way to get speed, then that's not right. Because your bottom turn, you're gonna lose your speed. You can either use the little bit of power off the bottom to come up and turn, because you want to get that angle when you bottom turn. That's the time when you want to do the carve. But you don't want to do the bottom turn when you're going to get more speed. So you bottom turn, and now you're like up there, you're like, oh, no more speed. And then you found a little bit more speed again, but you didn't have nearly as much speed as you could have. You could have easily made that if you would have just kept higher up on the wave and kept moving. Or do the bottom turn and do your hit. So you could bottom turn right here, boom, and then you come up here and turn. So and here we are. This is Seaside. That one morning, really low tide, really tricky. Really tricky. Let's see what to do there. When you get into that wave, all you have on the waves like this, because I just surfed here yesterday, you have one little turn. Just drop in, do a turn, and that's pretty much all you have on a lot of these waves out here. It's a peak, it breaks really quick, and then it's it just shoulders off and there's nothing. So go for a quick turn at least. Really tricky to get in position on this wave, so don't feel bad about that. I mean, it's just it's tough for everybody. So you're in here. Just another example of like, just don't bottom turn right there. See, bottom turn, you lose everything. Unless you just want to kick out, but you did have a chance to do something on this. You could have kind of taken a little bit higher part in the wave, and then kind of came up here and floated. So, it's usually the same thing over and over again that I say is, be aware of when to bottom turn, when to not. That's good. Kind of got into the wave, went high, and then you came down, but that was your chance to do something. So you had all that. You had a lot of speed. So when you came down right here, could have even went a little higher. Maybe not. But when you could have stayed high and then done that big arcing turn that you like to do instead of kicking out. Yeah, you got to paddle really quick and get up really quick on these waves. That's just what you got to do out there. It's fast. Here's Charlie. Trying to find the tube. Let's see Charlie here. It's like just trying to get across this flat section, trying to gain speed, but there was nothing there. So now you're just obviously just trying to get in that wave, and that wave is just, it doesn't know if it wants to be a wave or not. So you got in it, you're doing all the right things, there just wasn't anything there. Let's see Charlie again. So you did the bottom turn, then the top turn. Bottom turn, top turn. There's no bottom turns unless you're going to do a top turn. He used all that power at the bottom for one maneuver. And then you see how he banked off the whitewash a little bit, and it gives you a little bit more speed. He's just getting speed. That was a little check turn. See that little one? He had too much speed, he thought. So he kind of like gave a little bit of speed away into the bottom turn, and then just pushed all the energy into the maneuver, but wasn't able to pull it off. Because he laid back. Laybacks are good sometimes, but sometimes they can get addicting. Bottom turn hit. And then for another bottom turn, the wave closed out. See, he's just chilling. He's waiting. He's like, okay, now I want to do my bottom turn. So you can get that, use that power of that bottom turn just to do that one hit. And then ideally, come back down, bottom turn again, and hit it right there. Yeah, whatever, just did a kind of a weird flat wave, wrong, not really a wave, one of those things. Let's see. I could have stayed in that wave and done, gone for a turn. Right there, you had a little bit of speed. Use those waves when you have a chance instead of kicking out. So I see you kick out of a lot of waves. So if you're in the wave and the wave is going to let you do something, at least go for something, because it's better just to keep doing things and learning from trying maneuvers than kicking out. See? It's better that you didn't kick out of that wave and you went for that turn. See, you've done that on the other wave I showed you. Remember, you go for the turn before you hit the section. So just make sure you're looking at that section. That's your target. You were looking right here, and there's nothing there. See that? And like, I like that you're doing the carves, but if you have the section, hit the section. And here's the last wave. It's good. Staying high. And then you just timed it a little bit wrong. A little late. And there was a guy there too. That doesn't help. But hopefully you got a few things out of this one. Overall, less kickouts. Don't do bottom turns when you're not supposed, when you don't want to do a turn after it. Stay high in the wave, and I think there's a few more in there, but hopefully some of that made sense. So, trying to figure out how to turn this off.